Welcome to Bill's Bridge Class number 14, Bridge Bidding and Defense, the System. Friday, April 19th, 2013. Today we're going to review the ACBL Convention Card top to bottom. We can't cover everything, but you need to get the feel for all of the aspects of a bidding system and of a defense system. Here is the convention card. We're going to be reviewing it section by section. I have my preferences put in this card, and I'm sorry it doesn't read quite as well as it could. In other classes, we'll be pinning down one section at a time. We've already covered a couple. First of all, the general approach. Most people play, quote, standard American. Now, 2/1 is a variation, and 2/1 is a variation of standard American. I say Bergen 2/1 because I also use Bergen raises. Notice in particular that this tells you what is your strong bid. The strong bid here is 2 clubs, which is a demand bid. Precision would use 1 club. The options of 2/1 are checked here as game forcing and no trump semi-forcing is another place. You'll see it later. You can also have an option of game forcing except after minor suit rebid. The next section has to do with no trump opening bids. Most opening no trump bids are standard with certain range and requirements. Also included here are different transfer, major suit asks, and how to handle interference. Stamen, puppet stamen, different types of transfers, and minor suit transfers, and interference, what happens when the opponents get in. That's the subject, can take several sessions just to cover. The next section, we've covered a majority of this section already. It's really the basis of standard American. Most people today play 5-card majors, which means you open a major suit, you promise 5 cards. The exception is, as we covered earlier, in 3rd and 4th seat, you may want to open 4-card majors. Some don't. Some open 4-card majors in any seat. Besides length, it has to do with how you do raises, Bergen raises, the Jacoby 2 no trump, Bromad, which we've covered, splinter bids, and how to handle a passed hand, reverse Drury. The next section is minor suit openings. Has to do with the length, inverted minors or standard minor suit, Jordan, no trump response ranges. Major suit no trump response ranges tend to be very specific, and they don't actually mean no trump except 1 no trump, and even that sometimes is questionable. The next section has to do with 2-level bids. In most standard American systems, 2 clubs is the strong bid, and 2 diamonds is the waiting response. This defines the strength needed for a 2-club bid, how you bid beyond that. Weak 2s are most Americans, standard American, play 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, and 2 spades as what they call weak 2s, 6-card suits, although there are other options. There is a multi 2-diamond bid, which I'm not going to get into, but there is included in this section is how you handle responses to weak 2 bids. Also, there are other specialized bids such as August, which is a way to respond to and ask to the weak 2 bidder of his strength. NMF, new minor forcing, and FSF, 4-suit forcing. I strongly recommend you use that in any good partnership. Now we flip over to the back side of the card. We talk about doubles. There are all kinds of doubles, and we haven't really covered much in the way of what double means. But doubles technically mean I don't think you can make your bid, but as you will find out, there are all kinds of conventions tied around doubles. There's a takeout double, there's a negative double, a responsive double, there's a snapdragon double, there's a support double, there's a trump double, there's a card showing double, and ELCD, equal level conversion double. That could cover 2 weeks of classes alone right in there. No trump overcalls. The opponent's open and you overcall no trump. What does it mean? What does a balancing mean? We're going to talk about balancing. The unusual no trump has another meaning. And what systems on means. Or maybe you don't want to play systems on. What do you do after your partner overcalls no trump? Overcalls. Probably the most often used bid in bridge. The opponents open the bidding and you throw in a bid. What is a simple overcall? We got a no trump overcall, we got a simple overcall, and we got a jump overcall. What are the responses? What are the strengths? And what do Q bids mean? How do we defend against an opponent opening one no trump? There's Capoletti and there's Don't, and there are others, but you need to decide how you're going to play in defense against a one no trump opener by the opponents. Jump overcalls. When your partner makes a jump in a new suit after the opponent's open, what does that mean? We play it weak typically. Over opponents take out double. Your partner opens and the opponent's double. What do you do? Bromad, what does redouble mean? What's a jump shift mean? What is Jordan? Conventions after the double. We've covered a couple of these already. Opening preamps. How do you play opening preamps? 3, 4, and 5 level opening bids. How about a direct Q bid? What does that mean? Top and bottom or Michaels? Most people play Michaels. I prefer top and bottom. Defense against preamps. The opponent's preamp, how do you defend against it? Blackwood and Roman Blackwood, keycard Blackwood, different slam conventions. Dopey, depot, and ropey. Don't be a dopo. There's all kinds of conventions there. Now we have opening leads, including Rossino, and we have defensive carding. How do you signal with your partner? Do you play Laventhal? Do you play upside down? Do you play odd even? How about Smith Echo, Trump Echo, etc.? There's all kinds of things we need to cover, and we're going to cover that over next period of time. But tomorrow we're going to cover the more rudimentary aspects of responder's first bid. All we've covered so far is the way in which responder raises partner's major suit. Now, tomorrow we're going to cover the general practice of responding to opener's bid of one of a suit in all cases. See you Saturday.